Hello and welcome to today's meditation. And today we are stepping into December with December meditation series. And the theme for December is power. And I have split this month into 4 themes, and it's going to be wisdom, grace, love, and fruition. And today we are going to be tapping into the wisdom meditation and just going deeper and accessing that inner wisdom. And I believe that our inner power, it lies in our ability to go for what we really want, to access that fierce energy within us, and really just do what lights us up. And by that I mean it's not really about the outer achievements, but it's also about the inner fulfillment. And that inner fulfillment, it does come from us being able to take care of ourselves and us being able to fill our own cups first. So with these meditations, there are some themes that they play a very, very important role in my work. And one of them is really connecting to ourselves, connecting to what is going on within us emotionally, and really being honest with that, acknowledging and sitting with, even sometimes it gets uncomfortable, but sitting with it and being okay with it. So when it comes to wisdom, I believe each of us, we know how to live our lives that they would feel really fulfilling. And as I said, fulfilling on the inside, not just the outside. And to get that inner wisdom, to know these answers of how our life would look or feel like, how will we be able to get that inner fulfillment, is very important to slow down, and it's very important to start listening to what is happening inside us. And the biggest issue, or the biggest problem that I see in people, and I know this from my own personal practice as well, is we are afraid to get still. We are afraid to access that inner wisdom because we might not always like what we hear or what we see. And I think this is the biggest fear that blocks us from actually simplifying life and really living a very simple and mindful life. But hearing those inner whispers might mean that we might have to start changing some areas of our lives. It might mean that we might have to leave people behind in order for us to really step into what is it that our soul, our heart, our intuition is guiding us to do. And that's not comfortable, because change sometimes it could be triggering. It could bring a lot of fears up. So that's why I said this fearlessness is very important, and it takes practice. Things just don't happen overnight. But I think first being able to access that state, first being able to get comfortable and sit with whatever your soul, your intuition, your heart is going to show you, being able to sit with that and knowing that you don't necessarily need to act on it straight away. And some of the things that we see, they don't necessarily mean that they're going to be for now. I get a lot of guidances, and I get a lot of, every time I sit in a meditation, or I just take a pause throughout the day in between the clients, or just working in between the tasks. And I get this wisdom, I get these downloads, or these insights. And a lot of them, they are not necessarily for now. Many of them are going to be for the future. And I think really I learned to understand and discern before I'm going to invest my energy and before I'm going to start shifting and changing my life around, really discern and sit with it. How does it feel in my body? How does it, strategizing as well? How can I actually, if I'm going to act on this idea or this insight, how is it going to affect my life where I am right now? So I think it's also very important. It's about observation, getting honest with yourself, letting yourself to marinate with it. And I think it's very important to first allowing yourself to stay in that stillness, to stay in this openness to receive whatever is going to be there. And I think once we allow ourselves to be in that state, once we allow ourselves to open ourselves up enough so we can see and hear and feel, whatever is going on inside and access that wisdom, it's going to become easy. We're just going to start building this courage and fearlessness and resilience, really. And that is actually going to help us start rebuilding, reshaping our life and creating that inner fulfillment, not only for ourselves, but also for others. Because once we find that inner fulfillment within us, then we start spreading that ripple effect into the world. And it just happens naturally. I think most of the times we don't have to do much. Yeah, might need to act and, maybe do certain things. But I think a lot of times people just get inspired by watching us really living in our center, connecting to ourselves and connecting to our vibe and our purpose and, just our dreams, really being honest and connecting to that which is important to our heart and our values, really. So everything that I have shared up to now, I think it's very important, sometimes, for us to be able to go with that flow, to follow that wisdom. We also need the power, and I think acting on those ideas, those insights, that's where we start building the power, the inner power, which is authentic, not needing ourselves to force anything, but really sitting centered within ourselves and just going for what feels natural to us. And this is practice, I'm just giving this this big gist of how I see it works in my own life and people I work with. And then you start breaking it down into smaller pieces. And I think with these meditations, I try to break it down into smaller pieces. And with next week's meditation is about grace. Because once we start accessing this inner wisdom, we need grace. Sometimes we need that grace to help us move forward and to face those fears and to sit with those fears. And then we need to back it up with love, lots of love. So if you're going to start, tapping into these words or these intentions every week, you will start noticing how they are changing or what thoughts, energies, feelings they are inviting in your life. So this is a really fun way to start reflecting and start contemplating on what these meditations are going to bring you outside of this meditation practice. So I think another thing that I want to emphasize, and every month I'm introducing a mudra, and I'm going to keep it just to one mudra, hand gesture per month. So you can start really practicing it and noticing how it makes you feel, what's going to happen within your body. And the mudra for this month is Matanga mudra, and I'm just going to demonstrate. So you're going to interlace your pinky and your ring finger. The middle finger, so you're going to stay up. You will interlace your index fingers and let them touch with the thumbs. So this month we are working with the element of fire, and we are working with our sacral solar plexus center in the navel point. And this mudra is energizing mudra, because everything in the belly is our power center, is this fire, enough fire within us, and that's energizing. And this mudra is also energizing. And it's important to notice, I have practiced this mudra last night just before going to bed, and I felt hard falling asleep after that. So be cautious. And I think it's you get to learn through experimentation, and this might not be the case for you, but that's how I experience it in my body. With the mudras and hand gestures that we have been practicing during the months of October and September, they have been more grounding. I felt like they are grounding me more in my body. I felt more centered. And I felt the energy. I felt the energy moving in, like in my hips and my legs. And really, if finding myself too much in the head, like that, those mudras and those practices, they like bring that energy really down, and they do feel very grounding. With this month's mudra and this month's meditation, it feels different. It doesn't feel as grounding. It does feel more in the stomach area. But I think it's important, it's important to notice how you feel. And then if you feel like, you're getting, observing and noticing the body symptoms that you get. And, if you start feeling dizzy or lightheaded, that might just mean that you have to balance all these different energy centers, all the different chakras that you have. So I think that's about it. And if you need that, please comment below. I do have a meditation, which is daily energy balancing meditation, which I could share. And that meditation would really help you then balance the centers. So yeah, so this is like some of the things that I wanted to pinpoint before we're going to jump into the meditation today. And I think just because this is the last month of the year and we're really going into the reflection mode, really understanding and noticing what has, like, it has been a very interesting year, right? So, and we might had a lot of plans for this year. And I guess, like, at least I know for myself and for others, some of the things that we might have planned for this year, they didn't happen the way we wanted them. And so I think it's like working with the fire element. It's also nice to, maybe let go and burn of those dreams and plans that we might have for this year, and start accessing that wisdom and start creating the plans and the vision for the next year. So also that's another thing, just to be cautious and to be able to observe over this month or like this week. So I'm just going to guide you into today's meditation. So if you could just finding a very comfortable position where you won't be disturbed. And this meditation, I would invite you to do it sitting down. Sometimes, like, some of the meditations, they are nice, especially if you're going into deep relaxation mode. Sometimes it's nice to do them lying down, but today it just feels like it's going to be sitting up. So bringing your hands into the mudra that I have shared, just interlacing the pinky and ring finger, touching your middle fingers, and your index fingers, they're going to touch the thumbs. And just rest this mudra in your lap. Start by taking a few deep breaths in, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just letting your breath settle and rest. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Cleaning the slate, cleaning the lungs. And another deep breath in and out. And now start noticing and observing your breath going all the way into your tummy, breathing in through your nose and inhaling deeply into your belly and pausing there for a brief moment, and then exhaling briefly and gently in small chunks. And again, inhaling all the way into your belly, pausing there for a moment, And exhaling into smaller chunks, counting maybe up to 5 or 6. And inhaling again into your belly, letting your belly expand, and pausing there for a brief moment before exhaling in small chunks. And one more time, inhaling deeply into your belly, pausing there for a moment, and exhaling into through small chunks. And the last time, inhaling all the way into your belly, pausing there, and exhaling. And let your breath find its natural rhythm and settle. And as your breath settles, start scanning your body from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Before scanning your head, the brain, the eyes, the face, the jaw, all the muscles, the neck and the shoulders, just going slowly down to the arms, the chest, the lungs, your diaphragm, into your belly, your lower back, moving into your hips and your legs, your knees, your calves, your feet, your toes. And as you scan your body, now ask yourself, where have you registered any pockets of tension within your body? And just trust the first thing that you will get and go to that place. And start breathing deeply into that place. And as you breathe into that area, start noticing and observing how this tension is slowly starting to melt away with each of the breaths that you take. And you might want to have an audible sighs, just breathing out through your mouth, releasing that tension with your breath. And if you feel like you have cleared all the tension from that area, ask yourself, what is the next area that you're going to move into where you have noticed, scanned, or observed any tension? Move to that area and start breathing and cleansing the tension through your breaths. And if you still feel like there is still more tension left in the area, the first area that you have observed, stay there. Stay until you cleanse it with your nourishing, full inhales and exhales. And once you finish, just move then to the second area. No need to rush, just be gentle with yourself, noticing and observing how that tension is very slowly and gently getting released by you bringing more love more nourishment in that area. And just being gentle with yourself, giving yourself a moment to pause and observe your body, connect to your body, feel into your body. Maybe feel into the areas that you might have rejected. That's okay. We are all learning to love ourselves fully, wholly. And if you find that this area, the second area, is already cleansed now, move into the next one. What is the third area that your body is showing you, which holds tension in it? And start breathing into that area. Start noticing and observing. How does your body feel? Is your body able to relax more? Maybe it is your mind that you are concentrating on, and maybe it's your mind that you are cleansing. And cleansing that tension, releasing that tension with your breaths. We can also do that. So breathing in and out. Releasing that tension. Any worries. And notice and observe if there is another area that holds tension within your body. Take deep breaths and move into that area and start cleansing it. Very gently. And if that tension, is just there and it doesn't go away with the breaths, you don't need to force it. Just observe it. Be gentle with it. You can even ask it, why are you there? And maybe there's something that you could do to help release that tension. Maybe back it up with some self-care. Maybe you just need to dance or move or go for a walk. And maybe cook yourself some nourishing meal or just drink some more water. It could be as simple as that. Or ask your body, what does it need? And breathe. And now scan your body again. From the top of the head, going all the way down to your feet and your toes. Scanning your head, moving into your neck, your shoulders, your back, spine, the front of the body with lungs and the heart, and all the internal organs. And the hips, going down to the legs and the knees, and the calves and the feet, the soles of the feet, and your toes. And how does your body feel compared to before, compared to the first scan that you have done? Does it feel more relaxed and rejuvenated? More balanced, perhaps? Thank your body Thank your body for carrying the wisdom, for gracefully carrying you for life. You can even hug yourself or put your hands on your heart, really loving and appreciating your body. Saying thank you body. And the area that we are working on physically to this month is our digestive system. So you can also put your hands on your belly and thank your belly, thank your digestive system for helping you digest life, helping you digest food and nourish you. Nourish you through everything that you eat, all the drinks that you have, but also through the people that you meet, the experiences that you have in your life. Thank yourself for practicing today. Thank yourself for giving yourself time and permission to go a little bit deeper, access that inner wisdom, access that inner state of being, just being connected to your body, being connected to yourself, and understanding and noticing how simple it is to actually come back to ourselves through breath, through relaxation, by tapping deeper into what is it that our bodies need and want, and really listening to that guidance, listening to that wisdom, because they know the best, they know what they need. We just don't always listen. So thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I'm looking forward to the meditation, which is happening next Friday, 9 a.m. GMT. And I hope you're going to have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful day. Take care, and I'll see you next week.